Hi guys, so old friend of the show Peter Bonehead was interviewed by Channel 4 News about the return of Boris Johnson. Peter here said that the ex-Prime Minister should never have left. He rattled off the usual list of soundbites that worked in the past for some reason, but I doubt will work today. Getting Brexit done, the vaccine rollout, Ukraine. But my issue with people like Peter Bone is, do they believe this about Boris Johnson, truly believe it, or are they just taking the public for fools? Have a listen.
I think Boris shouldn't have gone. I think he's absolutely an outstanding Prime Minister. He got Brexit done. He fixed a broken parliament. He led us through COVID, first vaccination in Western Europe due to him. And of course, he led the European response to the war in Ukraine. I have to say, by any objective standard, that's a hugely successful Prime Minister. I think we need to have him back.
Okay, but then he's got a few shadows hanging over him. Here's one. The Parliamentary Privileges Committee will rule at some stage, perhaps in the new year, about whether he misled Parliament, whether he lied to Parliament. If they rule that way, he will be suspended. You know, there'll be a by-election and you're going to have to do the whole thing all over again.
Well, first of all, I don't believe for 1 minute that they're going to find that.
But they might do. It's quite a risk.
Be an earthquake, but
why risk it? Why risk it and subject the nation to this psychodrama all over again?
No, he's an outstanding Prime Minister, and certainly here in Wellingborough, all the emails coming in from me from Conservative supporters want Boris back. When I wandered around the town today, people were coming up and saying, "Bring back Boris." People who are against him coming back were Labour supporters. So there's a groundswell. I mean, let's face it, the membership did not get rid of Boris. It was he resigned, having won a conference vote.
But you can't rule without the party. If the parliamentary party doesn't back you, you can't rule.
No, the party, you're absolutely right. It's the membership, it's the party. You're right. And it's not the MPs, it's the party, and the party will decide this week. And if Boris and someone else gets on to the final two, the members will decide. And I will accept whatever result it is, and I will serve whoever's Prime Minister.
Wow. Okay, so first of all, Boris Johnson is popular with the members, but he's not popular with the MPs. And it will be the MPs that decide the first round, because he needs to arrive at the threshold of 100. Now, at the time of recording this, he hasn't reached that 100 threshold. Rishi Sunak has. But going back to what he said before, Boris Johnson got Brexit done. Obviously, that's not true, because we're still talking about Brexit and businesses are still suffering the consequences of Brexit, and Brexit needs to be undone. Business leaders are saying it would make sense for Britain to rejoin the single market and the customs union, and even members of Peter Bone's own party are talking about rejoining the single market because they see the damage Brexit has done. The vaccine rollout, okay, we've covered that ad nauseum, and then the when it comes to Ukraine, from a military point of view, the UK has been one of the greatest supporters of the Ukrainian government, and that's been, and I've commended them before for that. But that's not Boris Johnson. That's the British government and the British military. But these are side issues when it comes to the real issue of cost of living. What is Boris Johnson going to do to help people through this cost of living crisis? People can't afford to pay their mortgages. What is Boris Johnson going to do about that? What is he going to do about the energy prices? On the live stream on Friday, towards the end, we covered food banks. A food bank that is risking to close because they have run out of donations, they're running out of food, and they can't afford to pay bills to run fridges. What is Boris Johnson going to do about that? Nothing. We've heard nothing about real issues. Ironically, you can see a fridge behind him. Maybe Boris Johnson is hiding in there. But the idea of you bringing back Boris Johnson because of things from the past, getting Brexit done, vaccine rollout, these things are the past. We've moved on from that. In a sense, Brexit hasn't moved on, but getting Brexit done, a useless soundbite, slogan. But you need to present real policies. What has Boris Johnson presented? Nothing. For him, it's all a game. It's a joke. It's a bit of fun. Now, I ask the question once again, does Peter Bone actually believe this? Or is he just taking the public for fools? he said that all of his all Conservative Party supporters in his constituency want Boris back. And he said the only people who are against this are the Labour Party. Well, this doesn't make any sense, because Boris Johnson will be detrimental to the Conservatives. And I'm not saying that because I disagree with Boris Johnson and the Conservatives. It would be better for the Conservatives to have somebody more moderate, somebody who can actually reach out to non-party members, non-party supporters. That would be Rishi Sunak. So Rishi Sunak is viewed as somebody a bit more with their head screwed on. Boris Johnson, a joke. And it's important to remember that if we look at polling over the last year, while Boris Johnson was Prime Minister, it has been declining. And the Conservatives have lost 2 by-elections, at least, under Boris Johnson. So bringing back Boris will not fix the problem. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.